Welcome. That's a triple greeting for everyone joining today. Today we're going into 4 habits that have changed my life. Let's just jump right in. Let's just jump right into it. Number 1, journaling. On Wednesday, 20 January, I logged my first journal entry. I try to log my days every night before I go to bed. And this journal is the Swiss Army knife of all journals. In this journal, I dot down video ideas, write scriptures, notes from church, and document my days. Some days, I only bullet down the events of my day, or I simply discuss my emotions. Ever so often, I have a very eventful day, and this is where I log every single detail of the event of the day. Additionally, I write questions without answers in my journal. And in turn, this allows me to really think about it, really let that ferment the question in my mind. And it really gives me space. I leave the question on paper and I get to think about it. So now I'm not left with the question in my head. I got answers in my head and got the question on paper. So as I go back, I tend to answer these questions. And the list, sometimes this question has more than one answer, and over time I can answer them. Well, personal benefits of journaling is it's really encouraging. It encourages me to see where I started and where I am now, to see with what things I was struggling back then and where I am now. And that really motivates you to see that you can get through even the darkest times, And sometimes you don't even realize you're through a very difficult patch if you don't document it. The journal is a literal progress bar for my development and journey as I try the world. It has also made me appreciate my days more. In some way, it has challenged me. It challenges me to fill my days with positive experiences that I am proud of and that I can document and reflect upon after a long day or an eventful day. It also helps me unwind. Leaving everything on paper and closing the book is without a doubt therapeutic. It allows me to reflect on my emotions, recognize negative thoughts, and allows me to leave... I apologize. I am only human. let me just quickly. It allows me to recognize negative thoughts, and it leaves me with a sense of gratitude, because I really believe that journaling has helped me. As dotting down, I can realize, but I'm grateful for these simple things and the smaller things in life. Otherwise, you would get in this loop of constantly, I will be happy when, I will be happy when I get this, or when I save this, or when Moving on. It also helped me, adding to the unwinding, it has improved my sleep. Because I no longer carry all these thoughts, as I'm laying there trying to sleep. These thoughts are running 1,000 miles a minute, 1,000 FPS, and it's difficult to sleep with all that on your mind. I've now left it on paper and to be dealt with later, or just to, like I said, ferment, like good wine or good whiskey, just to leave it in the barrel till I can, or just slowly chip away at these thoughts. But for now, I need sleep. I don't need answers. I need sleep, contrary to popular belief. Discipline is a snowball effect. It starts with one small thing and it accumulates over time. Once you have one discipline under the belt or under the knee, you just start, it motivates you. You want more and more discipline in your life. And the journaling has been a very simple discipline that has accumulated over into other disciplines. Now I've started making my bed. I've got other disciplines that we'll get onto in this video, but the journaling has been the first, and it took a while to stick. And in the beginning, it's very difficult, because you're sitting there and you have to be honest with yourself. What do I write? Where do I start? Some days I simply start at the morning. How did the morning go? What did I do? And what did I learn? Or just sometimes I find myself having these deep connections with people. And I would like to recall these because that gives me worth. If I know I made an impact on someone's life, that gives me worth. And that goes back to the point of motivating. And journaling has been a back to discipline. It has been a discipline that I don't feel I'm ever going to stop. The benefits to my psychology, to my mental health, to my spiritual well-being, as well as my physical, which includes sleep. And it really has changed my life for the better. Moving on. Number 2. No phone. So this is a rule I've implemented in my life, for the last month and a half. And it is no phone after 10 in the evening and before 9 in the morning. When I saw how drastically my life improved when I implemented this rule, I prioritized making it a habit. This has even led to me deleting Instagram and Reddit altogether. Restricting my mobile use at night has greatly improved my quality and quantity of sleep, and it has helped me fix my sleep schedule. In the mornings, it has helped me get out of bed with a clear head, starting my day with a healthy headspace. Messages I receive after 10 o'clock at night, I usually don't answer until the very next day, unless urgent or work-related. And I don't open my phone until after 9. I found that what I do in the first 5 to 60 minutes or an hour of my day dictates the pace of the rest of my day. I remember before started doing this, I would wake up in the morning and I would open my phone, going on Instagram, see all these photos, and I think, wow, my life. It just contributed to anxiety and worry, because I would see other people's posts or other people's lives, and I would think, well, I would compare myself, and that is something I've not been able to totally eliminate. That's why I eliminated Instagram. And I would find myself waking up, phone in my hand, and I would scroll Instagram, scroll, and then I would fall asleep again. Or I would open up YouTube and watch a video, something that doesn't contribute to doesn't educate me, and doesn't motivate me, the video, usually just mindless chatter. And I would fall asleep with the phone in my hand, and then would wake up with the video still playing. That is not how you want to start your day. So, having a phone early in the morning, it like you check your phone, and then checking leads to opening, and opening leads to scrolling, and scrolling leads to sleep. Especially if you're in the cycle of going on social media before you go to bed, because then your brain is like wired. It's like, all right, we got social media time now, YouTube time now, and then we sleep. But studies have shown that screen time before bed does deteriorate your sleep. And in the morning, you've programmed your brain. Literally, you wake up and Instagram, YouTube, brain time, sleep. So then you can't start your day that way. And I would find myself still in bed an hour later, 2 hours later, with even less motivation to get up. Anxiety and worry from Instagram, or the news on Reddit. You would see all this negativity. And one thing that has helped me restrict my phone is getting a dedicated alarm clock. Because once I have a dedicated alarm clock, I don't have to look at my phone before I go to bed, because I know my alarm is stationary, it's standing. I've got this bad boy. And it sounds like bombs falling in the morning. Like, you have to get up for your own sanity to switch this off. Because using my phone as an alarm, I know I set the alarm and then I say, all right, 7 hours remaining, 6 hours remaining. And then, that my mentality just drops about sleep. So what's the point? And a phone is too easy to snooze, because literally, like, my phone charges next to my bed. and it's next to my bed. It's easy to switch off. So the alarm clock I put to the side away from my bed, so I have to get up to switch it off. Next point. Let's go. Keep the momentum. So let's just run through the benefits of this. It has helped me have more productive mornings. It helped me get the gears turning in the morning with more stimulating and more uplifting information or stimulation. Better sleep quantity and quality. Less distraction throughout the day because I no longer have Instagram nor Reddit. So there's no point of me being on my phone, and it's not like anyone talks to me. And it has reduced my anxiety, and I found myself with more time on my hands than I know what to do. Moving on, number 3. The habit that really, really helped me as well to carry me through the days is fixing my sleep schedule. You'll see that there's a thin rope that intertwines all the points which have helped, and it starts with sleep. Without a doubt, it has been the most difficult habit, fixing my sleep schedule. One of my New Year's resolutions were to prioritize 10 hours of sleep every night, but shortly after trying to get 10 hours, I realized I would wake up in the morning and I would feel more groggy from sleeping. And 10 hours is a lot to sleep. Like, it's very difficult to really manage to get that amount of time personally. And this has led to me experimenting with different hours of sleep. And I found that being in bed by roughly 10:30 and aiming to be asleep by 11 has worked for me. At 7 o'clock in the morning, every morning my alarm goes off. That is 8 hours of sleep minimum. And no one is naturally a morning person. Like, seriously. It takes me an hour to wake up every morning. But just because I'm still waking up doesn't mean I should stay in bed. Getting up is usually the most difficult part, but once you're up, there's nothing stopping you. What has helped me get up earlier is having a routine every morning. Also, like I mentioned at 3, a dedicated alarm clock makes a world of difference. Gets you out of bed. With a dedicated alarm clock, like I said, you place it far away and you can prep a glass or bottle of water next to it. So the moment you wake up, you just you slam that bottle of water, and it just wakes me up, and it's part of a routine. So then usually I grab my Bible, grab a book. This is every morning, not usually. I walk down, make myself a coffee and go sit. And this leads me into my most impactful habit. Time with God. After getting my cup of coffee, I sit down and read my Bible. I've been wanting to read it from cover to cover for a while now. So every morning I dedicate an hour time with God. 40 to an hour. I'm currently in Deuteronomium. Whatever. I spend some time in the Old Testament, so I read from point A to point B. And when I feel like my head starts hurting with all these rules and family trees, I jump forward into the New Testament. Usually I read Matthew. I'm busy with Luke right now. Or sometimes it's just a Psalms type of day or Proverbs. I read and I try to understand. I take my time and I'm patient. And I repeating certain verses to really cement them. I then proceed to pray, where I have a discussion with God. I ask Him what's my will for the day, and I literally get on my knees, and because God is above me, this is not a lateral relationship. This is a vertical one. So I usually ask God for guidance. I praise Him. And I thank Him for everything He has done in my life and what He supplies with me. I then ask Him to speak to my heart and tell me His will, for the day, for the week. And sometimes I don't get answers. Sometimes I don't feel the presence. But it's about the continuous, having faith, every single day. And then I conclude with a few minutes of silence. Type of meditation. I do this throughout my day, just to be still. Psalms 46 verse 10. Be still and know that I am God. Similarly, I found that 5 to 10 minutes of meditation helps me to listen to God as well. So this is throughout the day, after prayer, at night, any time really, where I just need to ground myself. I usually spend about 40 minutes on this habit. And then usually I transition into reading a book for 20 to 30 minutes. At the moment, I'm busy with A World Waiting to Be Born by Dr. Scott M. Peck, The Search for Civility. Highly recommend, almost done with it. And I've been wanting to read more, and this has helped me a lot, attaching these two habits with one another. It's also one of those things that you usually push out into later of your day, reading and Bible study and time with God. You push it out because right now it's too busy, but later is not going to be easier. That's why I like to do it early and then get it out of the way, because allocating time for God in my mornings have led to like spiritual, mental and emotional benefits. Like I can start my day off with my faith anchored in God. I know that I do not have to worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow can worry about itself. The Bible has granted me so much wisdom, and God has given me peace. This has helped me to hear God's voice and His will throughout my days. Making God the most important habit of my life has shown in my quality of life, as well as the light that shines from within me. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Proverbs 9 verse 10. That concludes the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, subscribe, leave a like. It would really mean a lot to me. Leave a comment if you'd like to discuss any habits that you've implemented in your life and how it's helped you. The comments is a discussion. I would love to hear from you. And tune in next time for some more content. This is going to be my first video. I'm just going to put it up. Super excited for what the future holds, and may God bless.